I was in the group for about 5 years. And I think that the time just felt right. I just felt it, you know, when you just have that gut feeling inside yourself, that it was time to do something different.
Risky?
Yeah, definitely. It's always scary when you're doing something for the first time.
I think it must be strange the first time you perform on your own, because, you know, lots of people that have been in bands say you're used to your kind of bandmates around you, and suddenly that first performance on your own, you feel more responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, I had done a song with my friend Shawn Mendes and also with MGK before, but it was still, there was more than just me on stage. But the first time that it was like just me was Billboards, which I was shaking in my boots, not gonna lie. It was, yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking. And then yesterday I did Britain's Got Talent, which was myself.
And we're going back only, what, 4 years or so ago?
5, yeah.
For X Factor in America?
Yeah.
I mean, you were the one who was being judged.
I know, I was 15 and a little baby. But yeah, it was crazy. Actually, I went on Twitter last night after my performance, and you know, there was like a comparison between when I was 15 years old and I had auditioned, and Simon Cowell was there clapping to last night when I did it, and it was just
still
cool.
clapping.
Yeah, it was just cool to see the transition. But yeah, I feel like
Because he was your mentor, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So do you keep in touch with him?
Yeah, totally. But it was cool to, you know, see that kind of turnaround. Full circle moment.
So the single is Crying in the Club that we saw you last night. There's an album to come later in the year.
Yes.
So this is all your work.
Yes.
This is you from your heart.
Yeah.
What's it all about, the album?
So the album is called The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving. I said that really fast. The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving.
It's quite profound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically about the past couple years that I had experienced. I just went through like a low point emotionally, and through this writing process and through making this album, I feel like I was able to reconnect with myself and find myself again. Because I started writing when I was on tour with the band. I would just write in like hotel bathrooms, and it was always just to kind of hear my own thoughts and to just kind of express whatever I was feeling at the time. And I felt like with this album, I feel like I went back to that 16-year-old girl that was just doing it to...
So it's cathartic.
Exactly.
Kind of...
Well, you talk there about crying, you talk about healing, you talk about pain, and there's been so much of that in this country over the last week. And you know Ariana, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I spoke to her after that happened. I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine.
Oh,
How was she when you spoke to her?
You know, obviously shaken up. There's no way to... I mean, what can you say even to...
What she's saying now, which is great, that she's going back to Manchester, which in itself must to confront that and face that. And those families, all those families, amazing people who were there that night, and they're going to come along to this new concert on Sunday. And it's a lot of people are facing up to their pain, they're hurting, they're crying, and most of all, that word that you used, you're healing.
Absolutely, yeah. We were just talking about it in the car, about that concert, and I feel like, you know, it's horrible that it takes that for, you know, sometimes for people to come together like that. But I'm super proud of her, and I think that, you know, coming back to Manchester, especially with everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I think it says a lot to the
amazing.
people of Manchester, and as you said with your music, you know, music can be a healing thing as well. And I think, you know, they've had so much pain, and they'll be there, obviously, to remember the victims of that awful day, but to have some fun as well. A lot of those young people. So what is next for you? So you've got the album coming.
Yeah.
So is there a tour? Are you going around the world?
So the album
with this?
is hopefully coming in September, and I'm just going to keep writing. My plan is just to write as much as possible, as often as I can, to just constantly be putting music out. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of promoting these 2 songs, and hopefully soon I'm going to put out another one until the album
There's a lot of songs in you, all waiting to come out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
People in your industry, are they supportive, are they helpful, or are they separate, or are you deemed as competition to them? I mean, you know, established big names, do they pass on tips, or does everyone keep themselves to
there are
themselves?
absolutely people that are super supportive. Ariana is one person that has always been so supportive of me since the beginning, and you know, when my first songs came out, she FaceTimes me and was like, "Congratulations, I'm so proud of you." You know, they're definitely really, really supportive.
And Ed Sheeran, now you've got to know quite well.
Yeah, I seriously am Ed Sheeran's biggest fan, and he knows that. And so basically...
You cried, I think, when you met him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Not sure if he knows that, but yeah, so I basically when we came out of X Factor, we did these series of like covers, and so basically each girl would pick a cover that represented her and whatever her musical influences were. And so I chose Lego House by Ed Sheeran, and so he replied to it and tweeted like incredible, whatever. And you know, I've always gone to his concerts, and we've basically became friends along the way. And he's also somebody that was super supportive when I went out and did my thing, and he was like, how's the album going? And he sent me a song that he wrote with me in mind.
Oh, that's lovely, because there's a beauty to what he does, isn't there?
Oh my God.
And he's got an incredible story, hasn't he?
Yeah.
How he started. And...
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
will you record that song, do you think?
Yeah, so I did. I rewrote some lyrics and I recorded it, so hopefully
I love
hear that too.
It's good, Ed, but I've rewritten a few of the lyrics.
No, but you're making it personal.
He's amazing.
I mean, that's bespoke now to you.
Yeah, exactly. But he's incredible.